Hey guys, welcome back to RHR Jen. Honk honk, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. Some of you said you could see it in my face yesterday when I talked to you guys that I just lit up, and I hope you can still see that because I've missed you. I took a couple of days off dealing with I got to travel, but also stuff. I'm good. I'm back. I'm here. I'm happy to be back. My timing's a little bit weird right now as I get back oriented again, but I'll be back to my regular posting in no time. Thank you so much for being here. I look forward to doing lives too. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new here, I'm Jen. Today, I'm trying something different. That's all right. Anybody got a writing crop I can borrow? Mistress Jen to you guys. No, guys, thanks so much for being here. I am excited to get into this. So today I've hit every episode of that podcast. I put up one yesterday. In case you missed it, go back and watch it. Today, I decided to hit the one that I missed while I was out of town last week. We need to talk. Guys, thanks so much for being here. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. I am pushing hard to that 200,000 mark, and thumbs up and share me and all the things because it really does help me out. And can I just say a huge thank you. You guys have been so incredible, so incredibly kind and wonderful, and we exchange feelings of missing each other. I missed you too. I'm dark blue. What do we think? It's different, right? Again, it goes with the whoosh. Oh, and I wore my leather cuff too. So I'm basically Wonder Woman. Is it magical? We'll find out. Guys, I'm just so glad to be back. I really am. I can honestly say that I've missed you so much, and you mean the world to me. You really do. All your kind messages, all of your lovely everything just means the world to me. Also, I do have that second channel I just want to remind you of because it's amazing over there. It's Goose Adventures, but you can do @Goose Adventure and you'll find us. And what I'm sharing over there is my weight loss journey. I know you know, but if you don't know, I've just lost 130 plus pounds. Not exactly sure, but I know it's over 130, probably closer to 140 pounds. And I did it drug-free. And so I'm talking about exactly how I did it and what I did and what steps I took and all that jazz over there. So if you're the least bit interested, it's a very supportive flock. Check us out and you can see my videos on that. But in the meantime, speaking of losing lunch, my goodness, let's talk this podcast because it is a mess. I don't know that I expect any different every week. No, let me try that again. I never expect any different, but man, like she just continues to bring stinker after stinker on this one. This one was rough. I would say this was probably the most boring episode, if you ask me. The guests, again, I don't go after the guests because whatever, it's fine unless they specifically do something. I couldn't with baby voice. That baby voice girl really bugged me, but this one was fine. She seemed all right, but Meghan won't let her talk enough to know if she's good, bad, or somewhere in between. I have no idea. But I have some notes down here, so I'm going to look at my phone and look at this paper while I talk to you, just to give you a few of my thoughts. So she interviewed this Heather Hasson, I believe is how you say her name for this one. Heather created Figs, which is a scrubs company. She's a founder of it, and she talks about having a business partner as well, but we don't hear too much about the business partner. But doesn't matter. She had a scrubs company. I believe she said toward the end that she had since maybe stepped away or sold the company or something, but she's still, I think, on in maybe a consultant position, if I understood that correctly. Doesn't matter. This is her, Heather Hasson. Now, I wondered again in yesterday's episode, I talked about she and her guests kept talking about somebody named Heather, and I had no idea who Heather was. I guess this is Heather. It's just so weird. There's so many problems with this podcast. Here's the Figs scrubs, by the way. Anybody here in healthcare? Anybody aware of these scrubs? I have not heard of these, but it doesn't mean anything. I wouldn't have heard of these probably. But anyway, here's my overall theme on this one. I've got some notes here. It's just, this one was very, let's all kiss Meghan's ass. And by let's all, I mean, she had her guests doing it and she was doing it to herself. And that's, that's par for the course for Meghan. But like right off the bat, it was like the guest was asking Meghan, how do you know Figs? As in, you're so busy and important. Why would you know my company? And Meghan just lapped that stuff up. She really did. She very much enjoyed how much this guest kissed her A. And that's something that I'm noticing is, and you can see it on the Netflix show as well. The harder the guest is into Meghan, the more Meghan's into Meghan. And it reads across on her face. It's interesting to watch. You definitely got that sense in this episode that because the guest was so into Meghan, Meghan was like, yeah, it's the me show. Let's talk about me. Look at me. I haven't done that in a while. Let me try that again. Look at me. Look at me and my crazy eye infection. Ooh. Oh man. Anyway, I'm cracking myself up today. Oh, they said elevate a bunch. So I brought my mint, my fake mint. It's actually eucalyptus. To elevate. I'm going to elevate my eye. Maybe if I rub it around there. Thank you, by the way, for the remedies that you guys posted about healing the eye, including a lot of you suggesting oregano oil. And I forgot. That's something I used to swear by, and then I kind of stopped taking it, but I'll start that again if that'll help clear it up. But anyway, so the guest says to Meghan, like right off the bat, I think what you've created is so amazing. What has Meghan created? Chaos? Havoc? Strife? What has Meghan created? Are we talking about as ever? As ever? Are we talking about American Riviera Orchard? Are we talking about jam? It's not even jam. Are we talking about spread? Is that seriously? I get it. I don't like Meghan. I'm not even trying to be obtuse about it. I'm just saying, what has Meghan created? Fill me in. Because all I can think of is disruption, chaos, negativity. What creation are we praising here? I think what you've created is amazing. I was just watching your show the other day too. These are all things that the guest said within the first 2 minutes of being on. I was watching your show and Meg was like, yeah. Gag me. I'm going to elevate myself with this. No, but seriously, it's just like, oh my God, I cannot with this. You're trying to sell yourself, and I don't know this woman, but you're trying to sell yourself as a serious businesswoman, and you're talking about things that Meghan have done. It's like selling yourself as a fashion icon, and then you're going to compliment Meghan's wardrobe. It's just going to immediately make me think, you don't know what you're talking about then. What? What are we talking about? What serious, what business are we talking about? And then watching your show. Okay, great. You're the other one that watched it. She tells a story of manufacturing. So this part was actually kind of interesting to me, but I like to hear how business people get their inspiration, how it started. This woman had originally got into like handbag manufacturing. She had a business partner. Unfortunately, that business partner passed away, it sounds like. And so the woman just had to get away for a little bit and, mental health, whatever. So she ended up in, let's see, where did she go? Kenya, and realized that they weren't wearing scrubs. So she ended up going back to LA and manufacturing some and sending them back. And thus became figs. It sounds like. So I was like, okay, cool. Good cause, great. Helping people. I'm all for that. Again, Meghan doesn't realize she's got something there. That's something I would like to hear, that I'm sure a lot of people would like to hear. Like, oh, how did you, because you never know what to believe, but according to this company was worth over $1 billion. So I would like to know, how did that work? How did you go from manufacturing 10 pairs of scrubs, according to this lady, to having this $1 billion business? Again, Meghan gets these guests, and I'm not saying this is a win or a loss of a guest, but it's something I'd like to hear about. But Meghan cannot get out of her own way. She's like, talk about me. Let's talk about me. Meghan, 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 Meghan. Me. So you don't get to hear the interesting parts and how she did it. You can't possibly learn anything from this because the woman can't even tell her full story. I've got more notes here that I wanted to get into. Oh my God. The worst part of it for me, and the big thing, the asterisk, and the thing I want to draw a red line under, is Meghan. She was here preaching about getting her hands dirty. That's something she actually said as a founder. Again, tell us more, Meghan. Tell us how you got I want specific examples of how you got your hands dirty as a founder. How did that work out? It's just, woe is me. She's selling these ridiculous spreads, I can't even call them jam, and flour sprinkles, and she's comparing that to the woes of starting up a business. I'm sorry, you have a team of people around you and a fail-safe of money that most of us don't have, and yet you want us to feel sorry for you? Heather's talking about how she had to hustle by selling scrubs outside of hospitals for cash. Okay, so again, I want to hear more about that. Meghan can't stop. She's talking about woe with her. Meghan then talks about how she was a theater major turned business mogul. Is that the same story we've heard? Because didn't she say something about business relations or business international relations? But this time it's about theater. And she's talking about college theater degree. Isn't this rewriting history? Does anybody else is this thing on? No. Do you guys remember? Because people were looking into, and I'm not into this. Listen, I'll flat out say I don't believe 99% of what Meghan says, but whatever. Like, I'm not going to go researching her college. I don't know if she made up the degree or not. It wouldn't shock me. But that's, whatever. Like, I don't think that makes or break. I think just watching her other actions is enough for me to know I don't trust anything she says. But I remember people diving in and saying that degree that she's talking about, that international relations, wasn't a thing. I don't know. But now in this one, she's decided she's a theater major. Okay, great. She talks about how she got deep entrepreneurial, this is Meghan talking, deep entrepreneurial wisdom. And it taught her to appreciate the sound person and things. And I was thinking, does it make you appreciate the lighting person? Because your dad's the lighting person. You don't seem to appreciate him very much. Maybe, maybe start there. She talks about sewing costumes for college play preps and I don't know. Again, it's just anytime this other woman Heather had an interesting point, Meghan had to make it about herself. The constant recalibration of as ever, it is just coming across as more and more of a hot mess. I talked about this on yesterday's episode. We got yet another tale of how it was always meant to be a fruit spread. What? No, it wasn't. And she goes on about how much time and effort she puts into these things. No, you don't. You just throw things at the wall and see what sticks and change the name every 2 weeks because you didn't think to sign paperwork or secure a name. It's just, again, just rewriting over and over and over. I really, really want to know who is still falling for this. Is it her fans? I can't imagine that's the case. I got to say, allegedly, hypothetically, in my opinion, if people were being paid to troll and promote her show and stuff, are those people actually enjoying this? Are they getting any benefit out of it? I know I say this a lot, but I feel the need to point out I'm never just going to be negative for the sake of being negative. I'm not into that. If I found something out of this that I liked, I would tell you. I didn't hate the guest. I don't have a problem with it. I found it a little boring, but I didn't hate the guest. She was fine. It was Meghan. Meghan just can't get out of her own way. She finally gets something interesting that I might want to hear. Like, how did you create $1 billion business in an industry you weren't in? And how did that go? Don't worry about any of that. Let's talk about Meghan sewing costumes for theater. What? Oh God. And then Meghan goes into Crimea River, right? I don't have time to cook. Okay. Don't you have a cooking show? What? All right. She's confessing she's way too busy to cook every day. So she elevates her takeout. She talks about this. She adds garden vegetables to elevate her takeout. Again, anybody else in the world, I'd just be like, okay. But with Meghan, it's just everything is obnoxious. And every story changes every 5 seconds. And nothing ever matches. And you're out here pushing this cooking show. Well, you're not even doing that anymore. We don't even hear the cooking show. For a little bit, you were pushing this cooking show and this trad wife thing. And now it's like, I'm working so hard. I don't have time. So I got to elevate my takeout. I can't make sense out of it. Again, it's why stick with any one story when 50 stories are more fun? Yeah, and then the other I just wrote Meghan's podcast where guests go to worship at her altar. This it just feels like she's just fishing for compliments. It was especially evident in this one. Um, Heather's just gushing and talking about how amazing the Netflix show was, and I was like, "Did you watch it?" There's very much a hypocrisy always, but especially in Meghan's narrative. There's a lot of fake relatability in this. That's just always the case, but I definitely picked up on it. And I think that goes hand in hand with things like, we've heard different guests, like John Witherspoon talks about her rictus grin and stuff. And we've heard others talk about that and how most people don't start off right off the bat with this. Usually it's like, oh, hey, nice to meet you. And then when you make a connection, then it's like, oh, you're so and so, and I know you because of this. Then your enthusiasm picks up. With Meghan, it's just faux enthusiasm, and that it's kind of the same thing here. It's faux in the trenches. Everything's the hardest for me. And I've been up at 3 a.m. worrying about packaging and stuff. And I'm like, well, you maybe need to get up at 2 a.m. because your packaging sucks. I've done videos on that. So I can't, yeah, it's just complaining for the sake of complaining with no follow through, it sounds like to me. A lot of selective storytelling going on, talking about love is in the details. And again, I would say Meghan's not known for her details. She gets all the details wrong. That's where she misses it. Think about American Riviera Orchard and what a shit show that's been since launch to letting it go. I'd love to know how much money was wasted through that project. I really would. How many products were ordered? How many things have that label stamped on them? Do you think she's giving them to Dory as Christmas presents? Let me know in the comments below. She's very much going for that girl boss, which I've said on record. I'm sorry. I find that very condescending. I'm all for women and women's empowerment and women bosses. I am one. Like, it's great. We can do this. We've been doing this. I think about my mom, who is a badass, who does all these, she works all kinds of jobs and is always hustling and working so hard and basically without, giving up too much about my mom, she reinvented herself at, 50 years old. She just decided I want to do something different and went back to school and just did and has done amazing. TJ, if you're watching, we're very proud of you. But she's an amazing person. She's somebody I look up to. And she's where I get my work ethic. I believe that hard work can get you a lot of places. It can't get you everything always. There is sometimes luck involved. But no, I'm going to work my face off until I get what I want. That's just kind of my approach to things. And I think it's a lot of people's approach to things. But again, Meghan doesn't do that. And if she does work at anything, it's to get fame for herself, not build her overall products or brand or whatever it is. I think that's my opinion. But it's the girl boss of it all that just kills me. It's like trying to be girl boss, but no substance there. Nobody I actually want to. I'm not talking about her guests. I'm talking about Meghan. Meghan is not somebody I need a lecture from on any of that. I'm not going to learn stuff from her. I'm not. I don't need to hear woe is me from Meghan. I'm so stuck on this guest kissing up. I just wrote notes to myself. She sets the stage for the guests to adore her. Can you imagine? Okay, so next time I have on, pick a guest, the twins, Dylan, John, whoever. And I'm like, okay, Dylan, come on, let's hear it. Tell me how great I am. Oh no, we can't start the show yet. Tell me more. It's like, what the hell is your problem? Seriously. I mean, it's so weird. It's the same thing I'm elevating. It's the same thing she's doing with H now and things anyway. She won't let him talk except for when he wants to compliment her. Then she'll turn down the music and listen to it. It's just this fawning formula that she's fallen into. And it just makes dulski. Like, it's just a nothing burger, just like this episode was. I wish I could tell you something cool that I took away from the episode, because when I find something, I'll tell you. It's not this episode. It's not. It's just more. Did anybody watch Christmas Vacation? I talked about this with the Sidley twins. Kiss my ass, kiss your ass, kiss his ass, happy Hanukkah. That line from Christmas Vacation, I love it so much. I love that movie. It's one of my all-time favorites. And if you don't know, I recapped it here on the channel. So if you're feeling Christmas and summer, go watch that. But Actually, I recapped it twice. I forgot. I recapped it once on my own and did all the behind the scenes trivia I could find. And then I recapped it with the Sidley twins because we love that movie. Anyway, I don't even remember. Oh, it was just the kiss up. It's just like, let's pick guess who kissed my. I mean, all I can figure is that's all Meghan will surround herself with. So of course those are her guests. She's not going to bring anybody in her life that would dare give her any kind of constructive feedback. And I always think to myself, again, this is something I live by. I try to surround myself with people smart people who I can learn from. Why wouldn't I use every tool at my disposal? I'm constantly asking friends, family, coworker, whoever, people I've worked with for feedback. And it's not, oh, if you don't say something nice about me, I'm going to go, blah, 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 blah. It's more of, okay, tell me how I can fix it. Because sometimes we all have blind spots on things. And my personal opinion is that's how you get better. That's how you learn. I mean, hell, again, I can relate it back to this. I just went through this major transition, this major life change. The rest of my life has changed because of this. And if it was easy, I wouldn't have appreciated it. If I didn't listen to myself and other people along the way, I wouldn't have achieved it. I wouldn't have seen how bad things were, as weird as that is. I explained I had a blind spot when I was at my heaviest, and now I'm having a blind spot that I'm not that anymore because my brain is stuck somewhere in between. And so I don't feel like myself. But my point is, I could either just keep burying my head in the sand and thinking, well, it doesn't apply to me, or I could use the tools around me. I do that with you guys here in the comments. You guys leave me comments constantly, good, bad, and somewhere in between. Mostly good. Thank you for that. But even the ones where you're like, oh, Jen, whatever, you rambled a little bit. I'm not always going to agree with you, but I will listen to you. I will. And somewhere it sinks in. Again, I go back to like John Witherspoon and I'll ask him about like a thumbnail or something. And if I bother to ask, I bother to listen because somebody like that can see things without my emotional attachment. So I'm just using these examples. Somebody, anybody, Sidley twins, anybody, anybody I work with, I ask, friends here from the group, the mods and stuff, I ask them things not to hear the sound of my own voice, but because they're smart people. I love to surround myself. I want to be the dumb one. I want to surround myself with smarter people than me. So that way, when I ask questions like, hey, does this look okay? Am I doing this right? Does this sound okay? I don't want them to go, Jen, you sound great. Unless they think I sound great. I want them to say, Jen, I get what you're trying to say, but maybe if you said it this way, it might make more sense. Great. You have done me a huge favor. You have helped me think my way out of this because I'm just too deep into this. So my point of all this rant is this: Meghan will never do that. If you surround yourself by yes people, if you surround yourself with guests like this that are just like, you're the greatest. Oh, I can't believe you know who I am. All this stuff. You're not going to learn anything. You're not going to grow. You're not going to change. You're not going to challenge yourself. And you're going to continue to make podcasts like this. It's a continuation from I never say that right. Archetypes podcast. It's the same thing again. It's just the same recipe for failure, but she's expecting different results. Isn't that the definition of insanity? I think so. Guys, I'm going to leave this here. I'm dying to know your thoughts on all this. What do you think of this? What do you think of this? No, I'm teasing. Tell me your thoughts on all of it. Am I way off track here? I'm talking about collabs because I'm about to film a couple. I'm not going to say who yet, but I have a couple of collabs coming up that I'm very excited about. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for watching. I'm going to ask you for a couple of favors now. If you don't mind, please make sure you're subscribed. I really am pushing to 200,000. It helps. Hit the thumbs up. Share me. Tell your friends about me, all that stuff. I'm really trying to continue to grow. The other ask I have is Goose Adventures. That's right, my second channel. I am documenting my weight loss journey over there. This picture on the left and that picture on the right, I think to the day 2 years apart. How cool is that? I'm very proud of that. it's hard for me to show the before pictures. I've talked about that, and you guys are so lovely and so wonderful, and I thank you for that. It just is. But it feels incredible to show you the after and how hard I've worked every single day. And so I'm walking through how I did it over on the other channel. Check that out. If you're the least bit interested, hit the subscribe button over there at Goose Adventure. And then finally, I would like to thank my Patreon members who have been so lovely and so warm and so kind. I'd like to thank you all actually for all that, for being so wonderful and so kind to me. You don't know what you mean. You mean the world to me. It really does. I was out. I hate missing, you know that. So it's nice to ease back in, and it's nice to have your love and support. As I've explained, there might be a day or two coming up where I miss an upload. Everything's fine. I'm still recovering. Eyes are weird. They're sympathetic for each other. So you can see I'm blinking a lot because both of them are bothering me at the moment. But I'm getting better. I'm under doctor's cares, and I'll be just fine. And just, takes a little bit, but I will be back fully soon. Thank you guys for all your love and support. Okay, now Patreon. If you want to further support, you can check out patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps. That's where I do my bonus episodes, my deep dives. We do a lot of Harry and Meghan content. Right now, we're all a little burnt out of that. So we've been talking Taskmaster over there. I love Taskmaster. I'm recapping some IT crowd coming up. There's just fun stuff like that. But check that out. And I'd like to thank my executive producers who are so kind and so wonderful and so patient with me as I got that straightened out. You're listed now, and you will continue to be listed over and beyond what you expect because I'm making up that time to you all. Thank you so much. Guys, that's going to do it for me. Let me know your thoughts on all this. I really appreciate it. Again, I can't thank you enough for everything. You're wonderful. You're kind. You're lovely. You mean the world to me. You really do. I can't wait for you to see the collabs I have coming up. I can't wait to bring you more stuff like this as they continue to do crazy things. I'll talk about it. Yeah. And I'll meet you over on Goose Adventures to talk weight loss. I'm very excited about that. The feedback from that has just blown me away. You guys write just the most incredible messages, and I feel so lucky and so thankful for each of you. I really do. Truly. I couldn't do it without you. And I'd like to thank my guardian angel geese. My guardian angel geese, you know who you are, and I appreciate you very much. All right. I love you guys so much. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye. I'm leather today. Oh, and I showed you my cuff. I actually have a second cuff. I didn't wear it, but yeah. I need, well, shoot, I don't have, here. How? All right. Give me a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. I'm Yes Mistress today. Make sure you're subscribed to me. What am I doing? All right, I'm going to let this go. Have a good day. Bye. Oh boy, I hope Gigi didn't see that part. Eek. Oh, my birthday's next week. I don't normally make a big deal out of it, but it is. It's Tuesday. So maybe we could do a little something fun. I don't know what. We'll do something fun. We'll come up with something fun to do. All right, bye.